Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Tuesday. Today I'm coming at you with a comparison video. The two pieces that I will be comparing are the Chanel card holder or the O card case and the Louis Vuitton Empreinte clay. I have often been asked which of the two I think is better and which of the two I think is more versatile. And I love both pieces and I have talked about them quite a bit on my channel. But I figured the best way to really be able to give you guys a true answer is to do a head-to-head comparison. So what I did is I pulled out a key fob. I have some bills, I have some cards, I have some other odds and ends to see which one truly fits more, to see which one, really is the most versatile piece. As you guys know, whenever I purchase SLGs or small leather goods from a luxury brand, I like to have them be a little bit more versatile. I like them for not just the intended purpose that they are supposed to be used for. So as I said before, this is a key pouch or the clay, and this is intended for keys. Personally, I don't use this for keys. I think that the leather is a little too soft, and I would much rather use this as a wallet as I do. And this one, since it is a card holder, I do use it as a mini wallet. I am able to put some bills in there, some cards and whatnot, but I'm not able to fit too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the specs on these at the very beginning of this video, and then we will get into the comparison, and then we'll see which one ends up coming out on top. All right, so let's get started. We'll do the Chanel card holder first, or the O card case. This retails for $450 here in the States. It is 4.4 inches in length. It is 3 inches in height and approximately 0.8 inches in depth. This is the black caviar leather with the gold hardware. This is also available in the silver hardware and lambskin as well. It is a snap button closure. It pops open like such, and inside you have the emblem or the logo that says Chanel, and you have one credit card slot here, and you have an open compartment with the fabric interior. There are no other zippers, no other pockets along the outside or anything like that. It's actually a very simple design. Okay, so now the Louis Vuitton Empreinte clay. This retails for $440 here in the States. It is available in 5 or 6 other colors. I could be wrong. I think it's 5. They have since added a few. And these are only available in the gold tone hardware. This is a 5.1 inches in length. It is 3.5 inches in height and approximately 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit less in depth. It has a zipper compartment on the back side, as you see here. Very smooth zipper. It is a snap button closure. You pop it open, and inside you have your stamp. And as you can see, mine is hot stamped. And since this is a key pouch, my goodness, this has a little key for your keys, and it just has an open compartment. Okay, so like I said before, I think both of them have their pros. Some of them have their cons. For me, initially, the first pro definitely is the fact that this has a zipper compartment. So when I'm using this as a wallet, I like the fact that I have a little bit more sense of security with this one than I do with this one, because this one, you open it up and everything is at a glance. The gussets really help out to be able to extend to its maximum size as much as possible on either side, so that's wonderful on this one. The downside to this Empreinte clay is the fact that you only have a gusset on one side, and on one side you just have just the little varnish here. So, it'd be a little bit better if it was the gussets on either side, but regardless, I still think this fits quite a bit. And this doesn't have a zipper compartment, whereas this one does. Another thing that is a little bit cumbersome on this one is the fact that since this is intended for your keys, so let's take out the key equation out, is the fact that this little keychain tends to kind of get in the way if you're going to use this as a wallet. It starts to, it kind of takes away from how much you can really fit in there and really be able to maximize the space. So that is a con for it. And this one obviously just has one separate compartment here and then a larger compartment, so that's really nice. You have 2 separate compartments, whereas this one just has one on the back and then an open one on the in the middle. But like I said before, I think both of these are great. I think they're wonderful pieces. So now we get into the comparison. So as I told you guys before, I pulled out I have 6 different bills. In cash, I have my key fob. It's not too big, but it'll do the job for the comparison, right? I also pulled out a lip balm or lipstick, just, why not? Let's just see how much we can actually fit in there. I have a total of 25 business cards. So whether they're your store cards, your business cards, or what have you, I decided to pull those aside. And then I have some random cards here that I decided to use as if it were your debit card, your credit card, and maybe your driver's license. So I have those items. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Chanel card holder to see how much it can really fit. One thing that I am going to know is, as you can see, when it's completely closed, there's nothing in here. these little guys right here, this little edges, the little edges here, they don't tend to kind of wing out. You will see the more that you put in here, this will start to kind of pop open, and that is what you want to avoid. The same thing with the Empreinte clay. Now, the caviar leather is a lot, it's a little bit, you know, stiffer than the Empreinte. So obviously I think this one will be able to stretch out a little bit more, but we will see. Okay, so let's try the Chanel card holder first. Let's pretend that these are these few cards is they're your driver's license, your debit card, your credit card, what have you. The great thing about the Chanel card holder is the fact that you have a slot solely for maybe the important cards, and maybe you just put your cash in here. Okay, so I have those cards there. So here we go. Let's put the 6 bills in there. And let's say you want to use this as a business card holder as well. So let's put this, oh dear, oh dear. This is difficult. I tried putting my camera back on the table to see if it'll work out. My hands would get in the way. All right, so I have the 25 business cards. I have the 6 bills, and then the driver's license, credit card, and debit card, or what have you. Okay, so as I'm about to close it, I'm going to put it on its side so you guys can see it. I have to push down a little bit further on this. It does snap shut, so it's not a problem. The gussets aren't at their full, they're not fully expanded, which is great. And it starts to kind of wing out a little bit. That's what I'm going to call it. Just its wings. You guys know what I'm talking about. It starts to kind of push these up. And as I said before, you want to avoid that as much as possible. So the more and more you put in here, the more that's going to happen. And it will ultimately wear the item a lot quicker. Not in the direction that you want it to wear either. So that's just something to note. Okay. So it's able to close. You have all your items in here. Awesome. Okay. So that is the Chanel card holder for these items there. Let's try the Empreinte clay with the same items, but let's put these guys, which are your credit card, your driver's license, on the back pocket because you want them to be a little bit more secure, right? So we'll put that on the back pocket. It goes in very, very easily. You don't have to tip them off to a side either. You know how sometimes you have to put the card in sideways to be able to fit them in? You don't have to do that with these, which is really, really great. Let's say you have your 6 bills. You put that in there with ease, no problem. And you, oops, got stuck. You zip it shut. Okay, now you have your 25 business cards on the front. And what I advise is to pull out the keychain all the way out and then put your items in, because otherwise it'll get caught and you'll have a bunch of lumps and bumps everywhere that you do not want to have on the Empreinte. Okay, so you're able to fit them in there very, very smoothly. And let's say you want to put your lipstick in there. I don't know. Okay. Let's put the keychain back in there. Now you can also attach this to your D-ring inside of your bag. So if you want to have this, you know, for quick access, you can put that on there. So that's something else to do. But personally, I like to just put the keychain back in there. Okay. So as you can see, I am not able to fully close it. So let's take this out because that's not fair. It wasn't in the other one, right? I'm able to close it with no problem. This one is almost fully extended, this gusset here. And on the back side, it's not too bulbous. It is pretty flat. You don't have to worry about too many lumps and bumps here. The fact that you have this on there, that's going to happen. That's why you have that gusset. So it allows you to be able to expand as much as possible. And now we have the little wings. As you can see, it's a lot more flat than the Chanel card holder was. Not by much, but it's still... it's pretty good. And I do like the fact, again, that you have the zipper compartment so that if you want to keep your items secure, you can. Okay. So, first round, I'm going to have to say that the Empreinte clay takes the cake. Because I mean, even though it does have a little bit more lumps and bumps, I feel that this one, it's a lot more comfortable to be able to put your items in there. You know what I mean? So that is very, very important. Where did I put the key fob? Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right. So now let's do the key test, because this is a key pouch, right? We'll put the key fob in here. I took this all the way out. There's the key fob, right? And let's say, again, you want your cash on the back pocket, right? And you have your driver's license, what have you, in here. Okay. And, let's try a little lipstick. I don't know why, okay? I just, I carry sometimes lip balms in mine, so, okay. So I put the lip balm on top of the keys, and I put the little chain right on top. And in the back, you guys saw that I had the cash, and I also had the cards. All right, so now let's see if we could shut. And it shuts, no problem. It's starting to get a little bit more bulbous on the back side. As you can see, the gusset is pretty much fully, almost fully expanded. And you have a little bit more of a wing here versus here. But still, it's not too bad considering you have your driver's license, your credit card, your debit card, cash, your car keys, and a lipstick. So that fits quite a bit in here, especially for, I mean, most people would look at these pieces and they're like, oh, it's way too small to be able to fit that much, but it's quite versatile. Okay, so now let's try the same thing in the Chanel card holder. And we'll see which one fits more. All right, so let's do on the front. We'll do the we'll do the cards, your credit card, debit card, ID card, what have you, in the front. We'll do the cash. And should we do the cash in here as well? Yeah, we did it on the other one. Okay, so now it's starting to get a little bit more poofy. We'll put your key in here, and we'll put this guy in here. Okay, so as you guys saw, I have the car key in there. I have the lip balm. I have cash and the cards. Obviously, you guys can see it's not closing whatsoever. So, I mean, you don't want to push it too much. You don't want the piece to wear any quicker than you want it to. So if I was to take out that lipstick, then I would be able to close it without a problem. But you'll see that it starts to have a little bit more of this little wing effect here. It's not too bad. The gussets are not fully expanded, which is great. Okay. Sorry if I keep looking over. I want to make sure that, you know, I see what you guys are seeing. All right, so, and it's not too bulbous on the back. It's pretty much flat. So it's a little bit more flat than the Louis Vuitton one was. However, you're missing this piece out of this clay. So this one had carried everything plus this, and this one's missing it. So now let's take out the key fob, and we go back to just the credit cards, or the these guys in here, and bam, it's able to close. So since this, obviously the name says it, it's a card holder. It's intended for your card, for your cards. You know, I'm just thinking, what if you wanted to put your keys in here, just to see how much more versatile this piece is. You know, as I told you guys before, I'm not the type that just because it's only supposed to be for your keys means that I'm only going to use it for my keys. When you have these pretty price tags, you want to make sure that you get as much use out of them as possible. You know what I mean? So ultimately, I feel that out of the two, I'm going to have to say that the Empreinte clay takes the cake. It fits a lot more. It's a little bit more secure. I like the fact that both gussets go all the way up to the top, so your items are a little bit more secure. But, I mean, if you're talking about larger bills, if you're talking about your driver's license, if you're talking about your credit cards, you can put them back here without a problem, and you still have, you know, access to other goodies that you want to put in here, whether it's your key fob, whether it's a lipstick, whether it's more cards or what have you. You have a little bit more play with this one than you do with this one. You know, this does just have the snap button closure, but you can see everything at a glance, and it doesn't really provide too much flexibility. Again, I don't know if it's just because it's the Caviar versus the Empreinte, but still, you have a lot more wear. It's a lot easier to be able to use this versus this. So again, ultimately, I think the Empreinte, ding, 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 is the winner. You know, and like I told you guys before, it all depends on your lifestyle. It all depends on what you need. But but I just thought I'd give you guys some random things that you can put in here to see if, you know, if you're like me, if you want to be able to expand or to widen the possibilities of a particular piece, especially when you're paying the price tag that you're paying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to help, and hopefully you'll be able to add one of these two pieces to your collection. If not, if you have both, then that's fantastic as well. But I still think both are great, especially if you're going compact. You know, this one's a little bit more, a little fatter versus this one's that's a little bit thinner, you know, and right now the chain's hitting up against it, but this one's a little bit thinner. Even though this is a little bit taller, I still think that they're both great pieces, and I highly recommend both. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all tomorrow. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.